Hello everyone, this video will be about Chiron Retrograde. I filmed the video before, but there were some mistakes, so here we are again. So let's get to it. I really wanted to get this information out because it's a lot of timeless information along with the current information for July 15th. So July 15th at 12:50 p.m. will be Chiron Retrograde. So I'm going to talk about the retrograde, but also the meaning of Chiron. Okay, so Chiron meaning is about healing, right? Self-healing, the need to be healed. Excuse me. So Chiron is an asteroid, and it was found in 1977 or discovered, right? So its location is in between the Sun, Saturn, and Uranus. All right. Now, Chiron is a Centaur. So you think of a horse body and a torso all the way up to the head, a man. Okay. My ears is ringing. Ah, who's talking about me? Okay. So the Centaur that is Chiron in mythology. There's different stories, I'm sure. So let's vibe on this one. So this Centaur, Chiron, was known as the wisest and the justest. Okay, so like fair-minded, wise of all of his brothers or brethrens, right? Now, in mythology, Chiron represents our deepest wounds, our deepest pains, any kind of suffering that we may be experiencing, wounds in our life. This could be physical or emotional. It also touches on our soft spots. So this is more like emotional to me. So it's like feeling vulnerable. How do you feel vulnerable? Where do you feel vulnerable, right? Sensitivities, any kind of area and parts of your body where you feel like you have the deepest wounds. Also our insecurities as well. Okay. Now, when it comes to being vulnerable and sensitive and also our insecurities, we think of our shadow work. And this is like our deepest wounds. So the shadow work would be really trying to uncover our unconscious mind, our subconscious mind, right? So the things that we just oppress from our conscious mind that we really don't want to look at, it could be something from our childhood that really shapes our personality, our coping mechanism, the way we deal with ourselves, the way we deal with others. For instance, I can recognize when I was trying to be strong about something, but going about it not in the best way, but we always feel like it's the best way, right? This is like years ago, right? And it's sometimes when we decide to act a certain way, we end up hurting ourselves, right? And so we have to change the way we're thinking so that we don't repeat a pattern or keep in a pattern that really gives us less than what we deserve, right? So we have to be careful of how we think, because then it really shapes the rest of our life. So with this Chiron in retrograde, things are slow. It means like slow down, right? So with the retrograde, we want to flip it to a positive, because a lot of times when we talk about retrograde, like for instance, a Mercury retrograde, it was always like, oh, it's Mercury retrograde, negative, negative. And of course, negative things can happen, but the retrograde, we can take our time to slow down and really look at, with this Chiron energy, where do we need healing? How can we receive the healing that we need? Okay, so I'm bringing up my astrology calendar, and I want to make sure that I'm on the correct date. Good grief, right? And I didn't edit it for the time, even though actually it's pretty close enough to the correct time. So it's close enough. Okay, so I got to figure out, I just edited. So it's the 10th house. Okay, MC, Aries. Okay, so this Chiron retrograde is from July 15th to December 19th. I still want to get the video out. I've been really busy, but the information is still good. Now, this Chiron retrograde is in the 10th house of careers. So then we would be thinking about our 10th house issues. Where's my calendar? Our 10th house issues, which is our achievements, right? So maybe we might be feeling off about where we are in life, and we have to take into accountability with the year of 2020, what we experienced, with staying home a lot, and 2021, we're still experiencing that. And I personally felt like this is a 3-year effect. And even today, hearing news that there'll be some still form of staying home, right? So, but this is happening in the 10th house of our career, our status, our reputation, our life purpose, our purpose, how we take power for ourselves regarding our outer world, what we are showing to the world, our appearance, our achievements, the I achieve. What do I achieve? So there's a lot of that going on from July 15th to December 19th, okay? So I was talking with someone on Saturday about it, and they were just like, yeah, today felt off, today felt off. And for me, the day didn't really feel that off, more like frustrating to get something done regarding the internet, trying to get on, get it all worked out before the evening time, right? When I had to go out to work and so on. So just talking to people like, what's your sign? What's your sign? And they're like, yeah, I've been feeling off. And I think it was like a Gemini as well. There was, I want to say a Virgo. And I want to say the other one was either Scorpio or Aries. Okay, I want to say it's Aries. So, but it's feeling off, and if that off feeling might relate to the 10th house and also to the sign Aries, the Aries in their personal chart, but also the Aries meaning of I am, okay? The awareness of yourself, the awareness of your appearance. You don't have to wear a lot of makeup, but just looking clean together, you know, your outer appearance, your personality. So really the mind thinking of that, okay? Now going to December on this calendar, December 19th is going into waning moon. This is what I talked about in the video because this is my second time recording this. So let me go back. Now I'm going to go to where we are now in July. So July 15th, let's look at July 15th, okay, waxing moon. So how can you use this Chiron? I like to use affirmations. So you could do a meditation if you needed to, because we had on July 9th the new moon in Cancer, right? Water sign. Now the 15th of July is a waxing crescent moon in Libra. Libra is about balance, right? So, and the 16th the moon is in Libra, and then the 17th the moon is in Scorpio, which is a first quarter moon. I already have a video on a first quarter moon. So Saturday, July 17th, first quarter moon. All right. So now on the 15th of July, you can use positive affirmations like, I believe in myself, because remember Chiron is in Aries, and Aries is the I am energy, fire sign. They really have this. If someone doesn't like Aries, I would say, for me, there's no sign that I don't like. We can all learn something from each sign. And I've said this in other videos, and I'm just saying it again because you might be new to the channel, that we have all the 12 signs in us. Now in Kundalini Yoga, Yogi Bhajan taught that we all have the 12 zodiacs within us. And if we want that representation within the body, we could think of the chest, right? The 12 rib cages, right? So we can think of that we have symbolically that breath, that essence, that structure of all the 12 signs within us. That's how I internalize it, you know? So then these are levels, and then what can we learn from each zodiac sign? Because we have it within us, we have it in our chart. We're not just our sun sign, we're not just our moon sign, we're not just our rising sign. So now pulling it back in, the positive affirmation, I am successful, because we have the Chiron needs healing in the 10th house. I am successful. All that I've done so far is great. I believe in myself. I can do better. I can accomplish this. I am accomplishing this. So you're filling yourself up in the waxing moon, because the moon is increasing, and on the 17th is the first quarter moon. I've done a video on that. You know, I'll be making a video every day explaining how to interpret a particular moon phase, if it's a special moon day, like a new moon, full moon, first quarter, last quarter, and so on, right? But if you wanted to do a practice every day leading up from July 15th to December 19th, maybe it's just a little sprinkle of a little thing. Maybe it's just an affirmation and a focus on self-healing, because you looked at your birth chart and you're like, where's Chiron in my birth chart? Okay, And then also look, what's your sun sign? So there's a few things to look at. Where's Chiron in my birth chart? What's my sun sign? And you look at all the planets in the house it's in, and you just like write that down, and you see the meaning, right? It's going to take time. It's not like a wham bam fast food thing. So you look at your sun sign. What planets are there? No planets? Okay, I don't need to really learn anything about that. What house my sun sign is in? Okay, excuse me. Where's my Chiron? What house is there? What planets are there? Where's my Saturn? What house is that in? What planets are there other than Saturn? What does Saturn mean in that house? Where's Uranus? What house? Right? So I hit up all of those planets. I just want to make sure. Okay? So you look at that and you see what it means in your birth chart. Now today, all I would look at, not to be all over the place, is just where Chiron is. Chiron is in the 10th house of careers, okay? And Aries is there. So it's really bigging up ourselves and healing ourselves and not being stubborn, because Aries can be stubborn, to heal, right? You can't tell Aries anything. Sometimes you have to, Aries and signs like Aries and personalities like Aries, even if you're not a fire sign, but you have a lot of, your second element could be fire. And it's great and powerful, but also could be hard-headed, right? And so can Earth. But then you're like, okay, and all the signs can be hard-headed, right? But then you say, okay, I got to word this in a way that this person think it's their idea or something, or just word it in a way where it's not like you're telling them, but it's like little hints, right? So where do you need healing? How can Aries help you? Are you overextending yourself? And Aries is like, that's not my problem, not my circus, not my monkey, right? That's a good lesson that Aries can teach you. Focus on yourself, your appearance, your goals, right? Aries is just like that, like a horse, like the blinders, just focus. So maybe that's what you could learn from that. And you can also learn where you're stubborn, where you're not allowing healing in your career or just direction for that. And just courage also to go after what it is that you want, because that Aries energy is confidence and really a powerful enough ego that you can inject in yourself if you need it, to really focus on yourself and put yourself first, because if you can't help yourself, you can't help anyone else in that sense, right? So, and there's layers to that too, right? So just looking at that, okay? So maybe the issues were within those feelings, right? Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Uranus. So what's going on in your sun? Where's Chiron in your birth chart? Where's Uranus, and where's Saturn in your birth chart? Just look at those. So Chiron is known as the wounded healer, in case I haven't said that, right? So Chiron can heal others, but having issues healing self. So that's one of the mythologies. So where are you not getting help? Do you need therapy? Do you need physical therapy, mental therapy? What is it that you are in need of? This is a good time to seek healing. Okay, so I found from my research, and I'm gonna look it up again. Okay, the Chiron retrograde meaning. Okay, and it was talking about, this is like a really good opportunity to get rid of any kind of negative relationships that's not healing, not good for you. A lot of work in believing in yourself, focusing on yourself, where that Aries energy comes in, okay? Thinking about what is best for you, okay? It's a good time to end any kind of negative relationship. Like I said, a good time to just really focusing on self, all right? So that was one thing that popped up that you can work on for this Chiron retrograde. Slowing down, taking your time to recognize what it is that you're doing and you're not doing subconsciously, okay? This is a great time, like I said, to start that therapy, right? And we're in the waxing moon, so the moon is growing. So this is a great time for growth, okay? Ending any kind of bad relationship. And then recognizing that it's important for you to care about yourself, right? That's at Aries, that's self, right? And now I like to incorporate the moon, like I was saying before when I was talking about December 19th. Now looking forward, now this is all waxing moon. Now it goes into the first quarter moon on July 17th. Then on July 23rd is the full moon in Capricorn. Is it Capricorn or Aquarius? Let me click in Aquarius, okay? So now, continuing on, just using waxing moon as positive affirmation, then on the full moon you can do anything you want, you know, positive, both positive and releasing, right? Now on July 24th it's waning moon, so you can say something like, I release self-doubt, I release I let go of saying negative words about myself. Like sometimes we say things and we don't realize that we're saying it, and it really programs our mind, even though we're joking around with ourselves, right? So when it comes to December 19th, December 18th, a Saturday, is the full moon in Gemini. So whatever intentions or goals you set for yourself on the new moon in Gemini, see if it manifests on the full moon in Gemini. So always have a diary, or even get a calendar book and write down, you have enough notes in there, you can find a really good 2021 or whatever year you're watching this calendar, and write down, you know, your daily. I always thought, okay, I'll just get like a spiritual calendar book and a regular work one, and you could do that. But now I'm just combining both of them. I'm like, forget it. So I got one where you could just write on the day of the week itself, and I could jot little notes on the calendar page itself. So figure it out. But on the full moon, write down if you met your goal, whatever that other goal is, right? And coming back to your Chiron work, on the full moon on December 18th, a Saturday, you can say positive affirmations and releasing affirmations. I let go of doubt. Then the positive will be like, I believe in myself, as an example, right? And from my EFT training, I like to use I choose to let go of, you know, because then I feel like that's super powerful. Okay. Then on December 19th, we have the end of Chiron retrograde, right? The moon is in Cancer around 1:42 Pacific time. It gets into Cancer from Gemini, from the full moon in Gemini the day before. So in this waning moon, you can do something compassionate, release, right? Because Cancer is like self-healing and compassion, right? And you can do like a releasing of that and just like close it out and just see how you feel. So that's like months. How many months is that of just devoting like 1 minute or 3 minutes when you wake up? This is not something fancy. You have to light an incense and ring a bell and do anything like that. You could just be laying in your bed, and when you wake up and you're moving your body around, you're saying these things, right? So you can always incorporate words. It's very simple. It's just your mind is your altar, right? So July, August, September, October, November, December. So it's really 5 months, because, you know, but it's 6 months, but it's like roughly 5 months of like a Chiron retrograde practice. So just start it now. Whenever you see this video, just start it. Don't worry about when you see it. Just start it. You know, don't make it bigger than it needs to be. Let's see if there's anything else I wanted to say. We already said Chiron is an asteroid, right? So, and a lot of people can tap into the Chiron healing that you need. Now, this is something I said in the other video that I want to share. The sun is about self, and December 19th is a Sunday. So it ends on a Sunday, which I thought was pretty cool. It was like self, right? Then Saturn, think of Saturn not as a strict, mean teacher, but incorporate in yourself, even though you're a student and you're learning. We're all are students and learning, but incorporate that I am a master. I'm a master of myself, and master within you that discipline, and like disciplining yourself to meet your goals. And you continue that same energy all through 2021 in whatever other planetary practices you're doing or spiritual practice you're doing, right? Or like mind empowering mindset is the catchphrase now, but mind empowering thought that you are practicing. So tap into that Saturn energy of really getting organized with yourself and serious with yourself in a positive way, not in a mean way, but in an assertive way where a person knows, hey, I'm not playing around, I'm not mean, but I'm not going to put up with any garbage from you, right? So they know that you're not to be played with. So when you can master how to use your Saturn energy, and everyone's personality is different, and it will work for you, you know. So if you're like, if your tone is really sweet, your personality is really sweet, you don't have to emulate someone that's really rough. It works for them. That's their energy. You got to find one that works for you. And then your Uranus is really what you are against completely, right? So, you know, what are you completely not going to stand for, because you know it's not right, it's not ethical, it's just not about freedom. And then that Uranus and that Saturn, they have to balance off each other, because being too free could have no structure, and then Saturn has structure but can be rigid, so you don't want to be too rigid. So this is like a really cool way of, for me, like looking at it. Now, I didn't talk about the placement. Now the placement is about pain and healing, which we were covering all along. What pain do you have in this life, in this incarnated life, right? Your reincarnated life. What pains do you have, and how you go about healing it. Find out where your Chiron is, what other planets are there, what house it's in, and how these planets relate to the other one. Are they squaring something, or are they you know, what is the aspect of it, what angle is it, right? So I'm forgetting my words. So is it squaring something? Is it conjuncting something? You know, like that. I'm like, what are my words again? Okay. Now, a cool thing that I found out is what zodiac signs is associated with Chiron. Anyone can tap into the Chiron energy if you want to use it, even though it's not one of the 7 original planets that the ancients practice with. But if you want to use this energy, this thought, to just use it as a practice of self-healing, letting go of pain, doing shadow work, you know, are your deepest wounds things that happened to you as a child but you don't realize it, and it programs you to think a certain way, behave a certain way, react a certain way, cope a certain way, right? You can use it, like I said before. Now, Virgo and Pisces are the sign that I found that they say is associated with Chiron. Now, let me touch on Virgo. Virgo is known as the mother, the virgin, the healer, the woman with the wheat, right? So it's all this kind of harvesting, always having enough to take care of, right? Virgo's energy is always concerned with children and food and home and making sure everyone has what they need. So the Virgo energy is caring about the planet, the earth, right? All right. Now, Virgo, the mother, right? So I could see that the mother would be the healer. You think of that, right? Earth sign, herbs, healing. Now, Pisces, the opposite, right? Water, right? And that balance of water, psychic intuition. So if you're a healer or whatever work you're doing, your intuition and your logic from your study and your critical thinking, right? If we use both sides of our mind, then we're the best healer, right? Because we're trusting our gut, and we're like, you know, not this much of this, just a little bit of this, right? So they both have that energy. The Virgo, and I'm going off the top of my head trying to remember it, right? The Virgo is like the healer, okay? And Zodiac, yeah, so it's like the healer, where Pisces is more like the subconscious mind, the unconscious mind, right? And more tapping into the spiritual side of it. All right, so let me try and find that. All right, good. So now when we think of Chiron and Virgo, it's more of like more of a hands-on approach. Now Virgos like to get things done. They're organized. They want to make sure that things are done a particular way. So that's another meaning of the strong association with it, because Chiron is like that. They're the healer. They're used to getting things done, healing themselves, and Virgo has that very strong aspect as well. So that's what I found out. And Pisces is more like the unconscious mind, the subconscious mind, what is unseen, what is not seen. And you think of Pisces, you think of the 12th house, you think of Neptune, you think of all of these spiritual kind of energy, right? So you would need both of them together is very strong, okay, for this healing and this healing work. And the communication, you think of Virgo being ruled by Mercury, so it all kind of flows in, right? Now they had Cancer, Scorpio as two other signs that were very powerful in working with Chiron, okay? And I could only just assume the water element of it as well, okay? And the healing effect of that, and the psychic intuition. So that's pretty much all that I believe I have on Chiron. So it's like a timely message that should be helpful to whoever watched this video, and how you can incorporate the practice. So again, the placement in your chart and the placement in the day that Chiron is having any kind of aspect is really finding healing in that situation, okay? And there's so much more to it, but just for this day and this video, I hope that it was helpful to you. And if this was helpful, please leave a nice comment. Please click like. Drop, if you're too shy to write anything, just leave a smiley face or something. It really helps the channel when people leave comments. It helps the algorithm for people to find this channel as well, because I love it when I find something cool online too. So I'm like, oh, how did I not know of this, right? So yeah. And I won't be doing a video, like I said, on the first quarter moon for July 17th, but I'll mention it for July 19th. Vista enters Libra, so I'll make a video on that. So yes, and the background image, you can see the two centaurs and Saturn in the back and water, because I thought of, you know, Pisces, water, and earth. So I just kind of thought, oh, this looked really good, and I just smashed them together. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will see you guys next time. And also, Saturn is from other astrologers, when you're using Chiron, the Saturn energy can be very powerful too. So do your research and find out how it relates to you and how you can use it, right? So thank you guys. Hit like. It really does help the channel. Yeah, and show your support. So thank you, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.